everyone checked in. I see we have Joel Mueller with us. Joel, if you could unmute, confirm that is your name, and let me know who you're representing here today. It looks like we have you down as the applicant.
That's right. I am. I'm Joel, and I'm the applicant and the general contractor.
Okay, great. Welcome. Looks like we also have a Kyle Schweikert here. Schweikert, are you with us?
Yep, I am.
Okay, great. Do you intend on providing any testimony here today?
No, just listening.
Okay, great. Welcome. All right. Are we expecting anyone else to join us, Mr. Mueller, from the applicant owner side?
I don't believe so.
Okay, great. Let's go ahead and get started. Sometimes we'll have the zoning plans examiner here as well. So if he does try to join to provide any testimony in addition to a staff report, I will let him in. But let's go ahead and get started. I need to read through our hearing script. This will just cover the procedure for the hearing, and then we'll get started. This is the May 1st, 2024 session of the Zoning Hearing Examiner docket. Again, my name is David Sturkey. I'm the Zoning Hearing Examiner for the City of Cincinnati, and I'll be presiding over the hearing today. The case before us is case number ZH20240038. That's 3427 Paxton Avenue. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and any potential opposing parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any potential opposing party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. If we did have anyone from the public, they would have an opportunity to speak after the applicant has presented its case. If we do have a zoning plans examiner here, they'll have an opportunity to provide any testimony in addition to their staff report. In the event that any party testifies or offers argument in opposition to this application, the applicant will have an opportunity to respond to that testimony. And then finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make any closing statements. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or make any comments. In the event that we have any technical difficulties with the Zoom technology, I'll do my best to troubleshoot those issues on the fly, but to the extent there's a defect that prevents us from meaningfully going forward with this hearing, I may continue or postpone the hearing at my discretion. Okay, last thing I need to do is just swear in our witness here. And so, Mr. Mueller, if you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Mr. Mueller, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. What would you like to tell me?
So this is a relatively easy change. So we had to give you some background. We had done a variance in the fall, I believe, last year for the same project. We made a change to that project after that hearing. After it was approved, to extend the deck out into the backyard a little bit further. The variance that we're asking for is not towards the backyard, but since we're extending it out 6 feet further, that's 6 more feet along the side yard setback that we need to get the variance for. It's without going into too much more detail. I mean that's pretty much all it is. It's a pretty straightforward request. I'm hoping that we don't run into any issues with that, because it is just an extension of something that we've already gotten approval for. But as far as the design goes, it really is. It's the back part of that deck. I'm sorry, the whole deck is kind of an L shape that goes the side and the back of the deck, and we are replacing a deck that is already there in the same location. We're just adding a little bit further into the backyard.
Gotcha. Okay. Could you tell me a little bit more about the deck that was previously approved and compared to this deck? Let me see if I can share my screen, which may be helpful. I've got the site plan up here. Let's see. Can you see that at all, Mr. Mueller?
Yes.
Okay. I'll try and zoom in here in a minute.
I actually have that on my tablet, my separate tablet as well, so I can kind of zoom in and get what I need there.
Yeah, so I do remember the zigzag nature of the old deck, right? And
Yep.
wanting to straighten that out.
Correct.
How much of this? I guess my question is, how big is the extension exactly, and where is it?
So we are still going to keep with the original plan of straightening out that zigzag, and then towards the west, so towards the backyard or the back of the property, the west border, we are adding exactly 6 feet to what our original proposal was. And that's also exactly 6 feet past what the existing deck is.
Okay. So is the existing deck the portion that's on to the southwest of the house?
Yes, it's on the south and the west. So there's on that zoning, or I'm sorry, that site plan, it's shown almost as two separate decks, but it's one deck with two separate foundations. The part that's on the south side of the house is sitting on top of an existing concrete patio, and the back is a traditional lumber framed.
Got it. Okay. And so was the previous approval just for that portion of it?
The original approval was for the entire L shape. So that covers both the south and the west side of the house. And what we're doing is going 6 feet further to the west.
Got it. So where I'm seeing stairs here, that will become more deck.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So this site plan this is the previous site plan that I'm looking at.
That's the existing conditions.
Got it.
And then if you go to page 2, that shows what the actual proposal is. I'm sorry. It's listed as page 1 on the plans. But I turned in the existing site plan as well. I guess they put that. I may have done that. It's been a while since I've actually since I put these together.
Yeah, no problem.
So when you look at the actual plans, it's labeled as page 1 is the proposal. What you just had up was probably from the auditor's site, or the auditor's records rather.
Okay, sorry, give me 1 second. Just gonna try and track that down. I'm seeing the same site plan for each one of these submissions.
So we had a site plan that was drawn up by Arnold Surveying of the existing conditions. And then let's see, what is that one? I didn't label the add-ons or the variation. So page number 2 is not labeled as number 2. Are you able to see that?
Should be. Let me see. I have I have one plan here. Let's see if I can share it that looks more hand drawn.
Yes.
Is this it?
That is, yes, that's the plan view. Yeah.
Gotcha. And so is this the line here that is starting the extension?
Yes.
Or is this the edge of what was previously approved?
Yes. That is the edge of what was previously approved. Yes.
All right. Thanks. Thanks for walking me through that. So you'll essentially, so is it going to be 1 foot away from the property line there for 6 feet deeper? That's the general proposal. That makes sense.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Do you anticipate any adverse effects as a result of having a deck extend further back?
No.
Okay. Can't remember if there was any conversation with neighboring property owners for the first deck, but has there been any conversations about this project with any neighboring property owners?
Um, I I don't remember, Kyle. That might be something that you could jump in on. Kyle's the homeowner. I know you had mentioned that you get along with the neighbors, but is that something you had a conversation with them about?
Yeah, we talk to our neighbors, decently frequently. They have a child the same age as one of our kids, 1.5. So we get on well with them. We share a same name, so it's kind of nice. And then the other side of the neighbors are apartment buildings. Um,
Mhm.
but I don't think that factors into this discussion because it's not, within the 1 foot variance or whatever that code is.
Sure, sure. So will this deck extend above the fence line?
No.
It's
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joel.
That's all right. It will not extend above the fence line, and additionally, we are going to have like a privacy style railing on that side of well on the variant side. We'll have a privacy style railing that's gives it still a little bit more privacy up there.
Got it. Okay, so this will be just on the ground level then, the deck essentially, or close to the ground?
No, there's an existing 6 foot privacy fence, and the deck floor probably sits within a foot of the top of that, but it doesn't go over.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, are there any concerns about privacy and being able to sort of look over into the neighboring yard and above that fence?
Not any more than the existing conditions are.
Got it. Um, all right. I think that is probably all the questions that I have. Anything else you'd like to say in response to any of my questions, or anything else you'd like to offer?
Nope, I think that covers it.
Okay. Um, I think we'll leave it at that then. Um, I've had a chance to review the application materials and the staff report. I think based on that and the testimony that I've heard here today, I'm going to approve the application. I need to formalize that approval in a written opinion, which typically takes about 2 weeks. As soon as I finish that, I will put it into a PDF and email it to everybody who's in the hearing here today. So you'll have a copy of it really just moments after it's complete. As soon as you have that email, I know you just went through this process, so you're probably aware of it, but you can work with our zoning plans examiner and zoning department to get the zoning permitting approved on their end, and that's I think essentially just updating the system on their end to allow for the permits to go through. Um, but yeah, then hopefully you can move forward. Any questions about any of that?
No, I don't have any.
Okay, great. Well, if anything comes up in the meantime, please feel free to shoot a question my way, or if you'd like a status update on the decision, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to offer that to you.
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Sure. Okay. Unless there's anything else, we'll leave it at that. Thanks again for your time, your testimony. Good luck with